with how this 9-year-old girl handled herself as she called 911 while a man was breaking into her house. It happened in a neighborhood here near Magnolia and Bolsa. Westminster police tell us it happened Friday morning, a little bit before 6 o'clock. They say they got a 911 call that a break-in was in progress in this neighborhood. Police say a man had busted a window on the first floor of a home and broke into the house. While he was breaking into the house, the little girl found a cellular phone, called 911, and gave a detailed description to the dispatcher about what was happening. While she was doing that, her father was on the first floor trying to fight the intruder off with pepper spray. We're told he was eventually able to drag the intruder out of the house. We'll have more on what happened to him in a moment. First, let's take a listen to some of that 911 call.
911 emergency, police or paramedics.
There's someone breaking my house.
What address are you at?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, shit.
Downstairs.
What a smart
How are you
9-year-old.
trying to get in?
She broke the window already.
Hey, how old are you?
9. Mom and Dad are downstairs.
Okay, so your house is a 2-story. So your
Oh yeah,
family's
by the
downstairs
way,
and
if I
you're
see
upstairs?
any of you guys next time
Please,
in real life, I might fucking floor you. Them legs might be coming off.
In the house too. Yes, I put some outside. Yes, she's running around outside.
Okay, baby, I'm going to hang up with you. Your sister is talking to my partner, and we have officers arriving on scene, okay?
Okay.
Okay, honey. All right. Good job, okay?
Holy shit.
All right, bye-bye.
Police say they arrived within about 3 minutes of the first 911 call, and they found the alleged intruder, identified as 34-year-old Jorge Diaz,
A fucking
hiding in a
34-year-old
neighbor's
guy?
backyard. Meanwhile, the
Oh,
Westminster
he's fucking in the backyard.
police chief already seems to be recruiting that 9-year-old girl, saying she is welcome to join the department when she grows up, if that's what she so chooses,
pretty
either as a
smart girl,
police
wow.
officer or a 911 dispatcher. Reporting in Westminster, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
Looking forward to your follow-up in about 11 or 12 years.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and sometimes the harshest fire can come from your own side. And that started to happen to President Trump, and now a lot of people are going to look silly. I'll tell you why, but first I want you to know that you can follow us at youtube.com/@ExplainAmerica, where you can like, comment, share, and subscribe. So Senator Kennedy was talking about what's going on with tariffs, and you saw a weekend full of volatility in the stock market, a plummet, if you will, starting from last Thursday, where stocks just cratered. People were talking about the next Great Depression, at least a recession. And Senator Kennedy said here, good or bad, he's going to have to own this. Well, own this. Before we came on air today, stocks are skyrocketing. The stock market is doing fantastic, and all the talk of depressions and recessions has somehow ended. Now, I said from the beginning, I'm not an economist. I can't tell you how this is going to turn out, and I still can't. But what I can tell you is that President Donald Trump knows a lot more than me and a lot more than most people. You have economists on one side
Well, I mean,
saying,
obviously
this is
he's
the
going to
end.
know a lot more than
And
people.
economists on the other side saying, this is a great idea. Now, these are both sets of experts, and they're not being partisan. They don't know either. This is unprecedented, uncharted waters. So let's hang back. Let's see what happens. And yeah, President Trump will own it. And I think it's going to work out great. I want you to watch this video and let me know what you think in the comments.
Do you want President Trump to consider pausing these tariffs?
Well, what I would do, I've been preaching it on the Senate floor with respect to Canada for the last 2 weeks. I want to see foreign nations lower their tariffs and then us lower our tariffs. If I were Prime Minister Carney, I would think about offering President Trump 0 tariffs from Canada on the U.S. and ask him to reciprocate. When you think about it, tariffs, or no matter who does them, they're just interventions by government. They restrict the freedom of people and businesses. I believe the lower tariffs on both sides, the better. Now, I understand where the president's coming from, Casey, and I think you do too. America is rich. Our people like to buy stuff. Every foreign business in the world wants to sell into America. The president's just saying, if you're a foreign business and you want to sell to Americans and take our money, then move here and hire our people. And he's right.
Oh,
there has been abuse by other countries.
For those
with
people that
respect to
did
the
that, shit, be careful.
God created the world, but everything else is made in China.
Because in LA,
we know
if you
about
do any
the abuse.
cybersecurity crime,
Having
you
said
might get
that,
fucked in the asshole.
Just
saying.
The tariffs at the level that the president has imposed them, in my judgment, I'm not going to feign understanding. I have no idea
Especially
what the
trying to
impact
dox
is going to be
people.
on the American economy or the world economy. I listen to all these economists confidently predict that it's going to do this or going to do that, and they're very self-confident. Most of them act like they discovered gravity, but they don't know what's going to happen, and they have a record to prove it. So we'll just have to wait and see. It's been painful, but it may turn out well.
Because if the government doesn't get
I
a
think the
hand on you,
president
and
will
I do,
recalibrate.
I won't be as
To
nice
that point,
as the
do you
government.
think it's Donald Trump's economy now?
Oh, I think it is. There's no question. I think once he decided to add the tariffs, clearly, I mean, he will be held responsible, as he should, whether it turns out good or it turns out badly.
Oh yeah, where's that other fucking... I gotta report this person too. These are probably just dummy accounts anyway. Oh, that's why. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. Had to report the fuckheads. Hey, maybe don't do fucking criminal activity and you'll be fine. Fucking idiots.
Well, US aid dries up, and would you look at that, Just Stop Oil will no longer throw soup at paintings as it ends direct action. How nice of them, how kind. For harassing working class people and destroying parts of culture to save the future. Destroying history to save the future.
Yeah, the you guys that just did what you did, you guys are just like the Just Stop Oil retards. I hope you get pegged in the butthole. Fucking faggots.
How ironic. The group says it has been one of the most successful civil
I
resistance
hope the
campaigns
government
in recent
beats you
history.
down
No,
senselessly.
I know people who are genuine like climate
You
change
guys
activists,
deserve
they
it.
all hate you. They hate you. They absolutely despise you. You have literally done more damage
Because
to
if
the
the government
perception
is going to
of
do it,
climate
I
activism
will.
than anyone else could ever think possible.
I'll make
The
sure
average
I'll
person on the
fucking
street
gut
now
you
sees
people.
climate activists as idiots that they want nothing to do with, let alone have anything to do with their messaging. You're idiots. But after persuading ministers to make ending new oil and gas official policy, and yeah, those politicians very famous for delivering on their promises, keeping 4.4 billion barrels of oil in the ground.
I'm surprised Trump is
it's
even
time for a
fucking
different approach. No, it's not.
providing
it's the
on
USAID money's
his
dried up.
promises. It's
That's
interesting.
what it is. USAID dried up. Just Stop Oil is to stop throwing soup on paintings and slow marching in streets as it announces its final protest. In a statement, the environmental campaign group said Just Stop Oil's initial demand to end new oil and gas is now government policy, making us one of the most successful civil resistance campaigns in recent history. Yeah, it's very easy to get the government to promise to do something. That's what every single politician and official does during their election campaign, and then as soon as they get their foot in the door, they deliver on none of it. Hey, hey, welcome to democracy. Isn't it wonderful? Every year it's one step forward, two steps back. It's great.
Yeah.
Right, you're dumb. You're
As
dumb
usual.
if you think that. I mean, don't tell Just Stop Oil that. Don't tell them that. But they're idiots if they think that their promises are
Yeah, it's the
actually
same
gonna get
thing with
delivered on.
the
We've kept
PETA
over
people that
4.4 billion barrels
fucking
of
let
oil in the
loose
ground, and the
animals and
courts have
shit,
ruled new
or
oil
like
and gas
steal
licenses
animals
unlawful.
from people. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, they're gonna come out the ground one day. They're gonna come out the ground. But anyway, so it is the end of soup on Van Goghs, cornstarch on Stonehenge, and slow marching in the streets. But it is not the end of trials, of tagging and surveillance, of fines, probation, and years in prison. It added, as corporations and billionaires corrupt political systems across the world, we need a different approach. We are creating a new strategy. To face this reality and to carry our responsibilities at this time, nothing short of a revolution is going to protect us from the coming storms. Have you seen some of these people? Have you seen some of these people? They couldn't revolt against an early bedtime, let alone a state, right? Little skinny arseholes. Like, look at them. They're like all sort of like 40, 50-year-old, like upper middle class people. That's what they are. The hippy dippy types, the cringe ones. The Labour government has said it will not issue licences for new oil and gas exploration, with a series of recent court cases halting fossil fuel projects, including oil drilling in Surrey, a coal mine in Cumbria, and the Rosebank and Jackdaw fields in the North Sea. I guess everybody, those jobs can just go fuck themselves. Who cares about the working man? But Labour has distanced itself from Just Stop Oil, with
There's
Prime
a lot
Minister
of people
Sir
who
Keir
can go
Starmer
fuck
among its many
themselves.
critics. Just
And they
Stop
can
Oil's
get
actions
piped.
have grabbed headlines along with criticism
Very
and jail
hard.
sentences, with campaigners having glued themselves to roads and attached themselves
I wouldn't
to
mind seeing
infrastructure
their
at
heads
oil
roll off.
facilities. They have also disrupted
Or their
sports and
guts flying
entertainment
out of their
events and
bodies.
vandalised famous artworks.
Or
They've just
them trying to
basically
put
been
back their guts in their
massive pains in the
bodies when they
arses, and the
can't.
things that they've went after have like nothing to do with climate
Fucking
change.
assholes.
There was a woman who ended up, wasn't there a woman who ended up like
You guys are
permanently,
the dumbest
permanently
fucking
paralysed?
people
She basically
ever.
suffered a stroke, and the type of stroke that she suffered, she could have got most of her mobility back. Like, basically, I think she suffered the same type of stroke that my dad. My dad had a stroke last year. The same type of stroke that my dad suffered. And my dad, because basically they acted really quickly, my dad got all of his mobility back. Mostly. Mostly. But this woman, because they were stuck in traffic and they were blocking the fucking roads, this woman is now completely paralysed on one side of her body. And just that's her, she's fucked. And it's because he Just Stop Oil.
Gotta
Fucking
love Just
scumbags,
Stop
man.
Oil.
Among the
right?
direct action protests they have carried out in the past
Gotta
2
love
years, their
retards.
activists have disrupted a West End performance of the
They make the
Tempest,
world go
blocked
round.
roads, poured paint on a robot
You
at a
can
Tesco
bash
shop,
them over
and
the
sprayed
head,
orange
right?
powder on Stonehenge. Hundreds of protesters have been arrested at the incident, and some have been handed lengthy prison terms. Good. Last week, 9 Just Stop Oil protesters were convicted after police intervened to prevent them from gluing themselves to the runways at Heathrow Airport. 7 of the demonstrators, aged between 26 and 61, were arrested after they were found with glue and angle grinders close to the perimeter fence of the airport in July 2024. Earlier this month, the group's co-founder Roger Hallam had his 5-year prison sentence reduced by a year after a High Court appeal. Hallam was jailed last July over a plot to disrupt M25 traffic, which saw 45 people climbing onto gantries over the motorway. He was among a group of 16 activists who challenged jail terms of between 15 months and 5 years for their roles in 4 demonstrations between August and November 2022. Now, here's my little theory. In fact, there's stuff in this article that factors into it. I believe that Just Stop Oil were funded by oil companies. I believe Just Stop Oil were actually funded by oil companies. And they basically wanted to turn the middle class, the upper middle class, just the upper class as well, and also basically through the destruction of culture and art and historical things and stuff like that as well, but also turn the working class against them, because the person that got annoyed the most by Just Stop Oil blocking the roads and doing all the little shit was the working man, a person who has no institutional power whatsoever to bring around any types of changes, yet they were the direct victims of Just Stop Oil's activism, right? There's a woman who's permanently paralysed on one side of her body. Her son was the one driving her to the hospital. His own words, he said, I had to watch her slip away while some fucking prancing little hippie bastards fucking skipping about the motorway preventing you from getting to the hospital, right? So basically it taught everyone against him. Like, there's literally no one that actually likes Just Stop Oil, right? Like, for example, my girlfriend, she's left-wing as fuck, right? She's extremely left-wing, but don't worry, we get along, mostly. She likes it when I'm misogynistic. They fucking love that shit. Any feminist that tells you they don't like it, they're lying. But basically, she hates them. She despises them. She can't fucking stand them. Right? Nobody likes them. Literally no one likes them. And literally everyone hates their message now. They could not have done more to like turn the average person away from climate activism, right? Which is why I think they were funded by oil companies. And now, 4.4 billion barrels of oil are going to remain in the ground. Yeah, what happens with scarcity? The price goes up. The price goes fucking up, doesn't it? Well, I mean, not right now with the tariffs and stuff like that. I mean, oil is actually dropping in price per barrel. Too many people are panicking about that at the moment. My crypto and my stocks have plummeted, but it's fine. I'm a patient man. I've been through many, many dips like this before. I have survived your predecessors, and I will survive you. But yeah, I do genuinely believe that Just Stop Oil was funded by oil companies. Also, I do believe that USAID was a little part of it as well. Because basically USA just went, left-wing organisation, that's all I need to hear, and then they threw like millions and millions of pounds at it. So I do believe it was US. Maybe it was the oil companies via the US government, because let's be honest, fucking the oil companies have definitely got huge portions of the deep state in their pocket. I mean, after all, why the fuck do you think we went into Iraq and everything? Because we just fucking, Americans just love that fucking oil, don't they?
No, yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. We love our oil.
Right. But to see the fact that they're finally fucking off, it's a good thing.
Oil is great. Oil is great. It is liquid money. Liquid money is great, you know. But yeah, all these the Just Stop Oil people need to get the fuck out of here. They need to be jailed, really. They're fucking going around destroying paintings and shit. It's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. It's so fucking stupid. Buckle up, a release huge Doge
the president on Thursday told us that there was an incredible discovery that the Doge team had made. He called it horrible and incredible. Can you reveal that yet? Give us details on what it was about? There
has been a discovery. I hate to leave you hanging on a cliff.
No!
Whoops.
But I don't want to get ahead of the president on that. But I can confirm there has been a discovery. It's just not quite yet ready for release.
Very interesting.
Cool. So we will be getting something soon, I guess. Who knows? Marine Le Pen thunders after France verdict. Watch Macron. Macaroni rivals nuclear bomb warning.
Thank you very much, Jordan, for this introduction.
Oh, she actually talks here. Interesting. Oh, this was 7 days ago. Oh, shit. I had no idea. I didn't know she, Oh, yeah, that's right. She did talk. Yeah, I forgot. This is when, this is when she got the guilty verdict. What is this?
Señores, vemos como rescatistas, socorristas,
Rescue search for survivors of nightclub roof collapse in Santo Domingo.
Trabajando de manera ardua en estas labores de búsqueda y rescate. Ven ustedes esa vista aérea. Todo un pueblo sumando esfuerzos para salvar vidas. Miren ustedes, en estas situaciones es donde el pueblo dominicano demuestra su solidaridad.
Yeah, that's another nightclub down for some reason. Right? Had a nightclub get burnt down, and now this nightclub collapse for some reason.
En estos momentos se encuentran trabajando de manera ardua en estas labores de búsqueda y rescate. Ven ustedes esa vista aérea. Todo un pueblo sumando esfuerzos para salvar vidas. Miren ustedes, en estas situaciones es donde el pueblo dominicano demuestra su solidaridad.
Seems like they're just clearing still. Seems like they're talking about the collapse now. Unfortunately, can't hear them or can't understand them, as they speak Espanol. The Spanish. I don't know how to speak Spanish. I can barely understand them. I'm sorry, but apparently 13 passed away and dozens injured. President Trump is... Oh, I forgot to put the Count Dankula stuff later. Steadfast. More tariffs. More war. The war.
After another volatile day on Wall Street, President Donald Trump remains steadfast on his plan to raise taxes on nearly every product imported into the United States.
The president is now threatening even harsher tariffs on China if that country does not back down in this escalating trade war.
Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is giving the Trump administration's attempts to deport alleged Venezuelan gang members a boost. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington, D.C.
This morning, growing fallout to President Trump's sweeping tariffs, from wild stock market swings to top business leaders sounding the alarm, including billionaire Trump backer Bill Ackman, warning of a potential self-induced economic nuclear winter and calling for a pause.
We're not looking at that. We have many countries that are coming to negotiate deals with us, and they're going to be fair deals.
President Trump adamant it's worth the pain to restore U.S. manufacturing and reshape global trade, meeting with Israel's prime minister, who promised to serve as a model.
We will eliminate the trade deficit with the United States.
On Capitol Hill, Democrats highlighting the instability and rising consumer prices, calling the tariffs
a tax on the American people.
As many Republicans stand by President Trump,
I think you got to give the president the latitude.
some are voicing concerns about the effects of high tariffs and a prolonged and widespread trade war.
That is going to be really bad for Texas and really bad for America.
Republicans are celebrating a Supreme Court ruling, throwing out a lower judge's order that blocked the Trump administration from deporting migrants under the rarely used wartime Alien Enemies Act. However, the justices ruled 5-4 that migrants must first be given due process, something immigration law experts say has been sorely lacking.
Offering absolutely no chance for people to go before any kind of decision maker and say, hey, you got the wrong guy.
The High Court also paused a separate order to return a man wrongly deported to an El Salvador prison. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Returning to trade, President Trump is now threatening to increase tariffs on Chinese goods another 50% for a total of 104% if China does not withdraw its retaliatory tariffs.
And the Chinese Ministry of Commerce calls that a mistake upon a mistake, promising to fight to the end. So we'll see what happens between our two countries.
Fight.
After a second.
There it is. More tariffs, trade wars, war. To war. Oh.
Congratulations on.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we'll. Man, this is a long.
The number
one.
of people killed continues to rise. In the
Oh, here's
Dominican
another
Republic, where the
nightclub.
roof of a
60
nightclub
plus
collapsed on
killed.
concertgoers
Yikes, Jesus,
overnight.
fight. Oh, and a former White Sox pitcher, Octavio Dodell, dies after. Oh, Jesus. No. Jeez. There goes a baseball player. Well, he's former now. He was a baseball player. Yeah. Jesus. Man, that is unfortunate.
Authorities say more than 60 people died, 160 are injured after that roof fell at the Jet Set nightclub in Santo Domingo. Politicians, athletes, and others had been there for a merengue show, including former White Sox pitcher Octavio Dodell. Local newspaper Diario Libre reports Dodell died after being rescued.
Hey,
from the
ladies and
rubble.
gentlemen,
No
this-
word yet on what caused
Sorry.
the roof to collapse. Crews are still searching for survivors.
Reduced by
Clash with police in front of the government building. Wait, what is it? Protesting against a recently passed military law. Oh. What, are they saying that they have to go, sign up for the draft? I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Terima kasih. Tentara Nasional Indonesia
Armed Forces was changed to expand the military's role beyond defense. Oh, so that's what they were upset about. They want to be more aggressive. Fears of a return to conditions under the late dictator Suharto. Is a former general who served under Suharto. Oh, that's why. Also tried to storm the parliament building in capital Jakarta. Tear gas, water cannon. South China Morning Post. Yeah, this was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I forgot this happened. Yeah, none of the news on the US side fucking talked about it. Oops.
Usually, a video titled with "is insane" is kind of a clickbait joke, referencing other videos in the community that get views through the same means, but the reaction to the Minecraft movie has truly been nothing short of insane.
Yes, it has been insane. We've been yelled at all of us.
There's entire bags of popcorn thrown all over the cinema, people are getting kicked out, police are being called,
Jesus.
The films have actually been paused several times, and signs are being put up asking audiences to be quiet. All of this stems from the memes generated by clips and trailers of the film, whereupon Jack Black will name something from the game, and it sounds so utterly ridiculous that it actually becomes good. The months leading up to the film's release have been a non-stop cascade of references, and now that it's actually out, it's almost like a giant pressure release, with people finally able to go and see it in person. It's highly likely the reaction is inspired by the same people who went nuts at the Minions movie, which saw a very similar result back in 2022. However, many are comparing the Minecraft movie to that of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, in which singing along and saying dialogue out loud is encouraged as a peak cinema experience. Perhaps
it
the
just
Minecraft
looks like a
movie
bunch
is
of
simply this
hippies
generation's
just
Rocky Horror
smoking.
Picture Show, and 50 years from now, it'll be showing in
Yeah, it
cinemas
just
with
looks like
people
a bunch
still
of
cosplaying as
retards.
Steve, still yelling "Chicken Jockey" at the screen in unison. Apparently, it's not unusual for the cinema to be completely silent until Jack Black says a line from the trailer, at which point everyone
And
goes
then
completely
everyone throws
bonkers
shit
at that
at
exact
each other.
moment.
What the fuck
This,
is that?
coupled with the interviews Jack Black and Jason Momoa are giving whilst clearly on something, demonstrates a film that is given a legacy of not being meant to be experienced seriously.
Is
It's
that?
funny hearing the reactions from
I had
confused
no idea
parents
that shit
too,
happened.
many of whom seem delighted at the infectious joy of those who get excited at seeing the game they love on the big screen. On that note, if you go into a theatre and you see families with some young kids who are there just to watch the film, do stay respectful of them, as they might be unaware of the memes.
Yeah,
in short,
probably.
the reaction to this film has genuinely been
Jesus.
insane, and whilst it's great to see pure joy and celebration of memes in real life, one does have to feel a little bit sorry for the poor workers who have to clean up the tons of popcorn
Yeah,
and
it's like,
spill
what-
drinks
yeah,
at
it's
the
like
end of each
people
session.
being a fucking
What meme would you
nuisance.
guys like me to give a
Jesus.
lesson in next? Let me know
I mean,
in
they
the
have.
comments below.
I mean, they have tools that they have the sweeper where they can obviously like sweep shit up fast. But yeah, at the same time, it's annoying to fucking have to clean shit up, especially when they start spilling like right drinks on purposefully. It's like, okay, now you're just being dicks. Oh yeah. You're just being dicks if you're just being a hassle on purpose. It sound like fucking. I'm not gonna make that joke. I don't want to become a fucking punching bag. Just because I made a funny joke. Oh, it was probably not. It was more like a. Minecraft. Alright. These are all the video games, right? I just picked up some trailers because I saw them. Well, we'll take a look later. First let's do Unhinged fan takes it out on her dog.
Visited President Donald Trump in the White House to celebrate their World Series victory, where superstars Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts were specifically acknowledged by Trump, and this upset the left.
I'm crashing.
What? Why? Huh? They're just... What? They're just baseball players. What?
Get the fuck out, because tell me why are the Dodgers going to the White House? Take this off.
What do you mean, why? Fuck.
Benny, give me that fucking shirt. Give me your
No way.
Ohtani, Freeman, Mookie. I'm losing it, bro.
Jesus Christ. She's Asian too. That's the crazy thing.
I don't care who is in charge. I don't care what is the tradition. I don't.
As she joins the tradition of taking a selfie while shrieking over Trump.
Yeah, Jesus, what the fuck? Add her
now,
to
I initially didn't want to shame her over this very emotional outburst, as I thought the video was taken down, but it actually isn't, so I imagine she wants people to see it, even though it shows her being mean to her dog in a way I don't even think we can show on here. To which she kind of addressed.
You guys, Benny is good. Benny, tell him you're good. Tell him you're good. Look, if this is what we need to wake the fuck up, you know what? Let it be.
Well, I mean,
we are in the age of Aquarius.
the way you could tell is the ears of the dog, right?
Look, if this is what we need.
Dog, way I don't hear, which she kind of addressed.
You guys.
I mean, the dog seems fine. I forgot what the tell was. It's like if their ears are like behind their head a little bit more.
Benny is good. Benny, tell him.
I mean, the dog seems like an unnatural, like, I don't know, the dog seems fine. I think she's just messing around, but at the same time, it's like she did have a crash out over Trump.
Look, if this is what we needed to wake the fuck up, you know what? Let it be it. We are in the age of Aquarius, so people are waking up.
As sadly, the more she...
Did she just say in the age of Aquarius? I'm sorry, what the fuck?
He speaks, the worse it gets.
Today was the day. What? Look at how honored everybody looks. Otani looks like he just saw a movie star. Oh my god, he's so happy. Isn't he an immigrant and a DEI? Talking about DEI, look at how happy Mookie looks.
What?
And don't forget.
What do you mean DEI? What do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about? Motherfucker came from Japan. You know Japanese people love baseball. You know they have their own baseball league too in Japan. Asia, I'm pretty sure. You know what? Do I have to look this up? I want to look this up. Pretty sure. Because why else do you have Japanese American players? Yes, many Asian countries have professional and amateur baseball leagues. Several notable include Nippon, professional baseball, Japan. And then you have the KBO League, South Korea. And then you have China. China. In Taiwan. And then, yeah. So, yeah. Even Australia has a baseball league. So, yes. This is just a ignorant person. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say this is a super ignorant person, but okay. I don't think it matters really much. He's a retard.
Yeah, Mookie's married to a black woman.
Talking about Ohtani and Betts being diversity hires just shows that some people have zero understanding what DEI is, as Ohtani is the single greatest baseball player of our generation, probably of all time, and Mookie Betts is a league MVP, so them getting spots on the Dodgers has nothing to do with racial quotas or lowering standards for minorities. But again, the more she speaks, the worse it gets.
And here's another one. But you know who did not go? Mr. Freeman himself. The white man on the team. So I guess we're not burning this jersey.
As Freddie Freeman is injured and not even traveling with the team while he recovers. Now, I'm not trying to be too harsh on her, as me saying, well, actually, about all these useless facts about athletes makes me equally a loser. But I feature her meltdown because sadly, she's not the only one, as her TikTok comments were filled with disappointed fans, saying the Dodgers profit off people of color working on their visas, which just goes to show they can't differentiate any of us, thinking pro athletes legally gaining entry is the same thing as someone breaking the law, but also how they now want to boycott the Dodgers alongside her. And fine by me. If the team's decisions upset you so much you gotta tear your shirt off and shake up your dog, you're probably too volatile to enjoy sports. It's just interesting to me how you don't seem to see the same reaction from conservatives, as nobody was taking to TikTok to cry about the Dodgers visiting Biden in the White House, even though they strangely seem to predict a Kamala Harris presidency in 2032. Or, I don't know when the 49th president would take office, as 48 would be in 2029, but then, I don't know. I'm not a math Asian, but I am a Celtics Asian, or Celtics fan, that have found no issues with them celebrating their NBA championship, visiting a president that once classified people like them as predators that would create a racial jungle in schools. And it's shockingly offensive to hear that, but it's basically—
Wait, no, stop. Biden said integrating black students would turn schools into a church. No, you weren't. You weren't supposed to remember these things. No, why'd you remember? See, you need to fucking Biden, pussy ass bitch.
And it's shockingly offensive to hear that, but it's basically what he said as a senator, that the mainstream media did everything they could to cover it up for the last decade. And I imagine that girl in the initial video would have been equally outraged to see the Dodgers with Biden if she had known about this. But that's the way propaganda works. It's not about having morals or standards, it's about selectively remembering things that help your side. As on the left-wing social media site, Reddit, they were equally upset over the Dodgers visiting Trump, making unsubstantiated claims that he hates their fan base, and how they're ashamed of the team, as it's a slap in the face. Now that post had over 1,000 comments before it finally got locked, but they all said similar things with similar phrasing, where it almost seemed like ChatGPT.
I'm pretty sure no matter which president, everybody would be, hey, yes, let me get a handshake and a picture. Or a signature, right? It's like, come on. It's the goddamn fucking president. That's big money right there. Right, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, almost.
And asking ChatGPT to write me posts with that prompt wrote me near identical
Oh, shit.
Lines to what I saw in the Reddit replies, as it leaks into everything on there, as this was just a thread about the game, but so-called Redditors kept bringing up the White House, saying they crashed like the stock market, even going as far as to claim this was a Nazi tactic that the Dodgers are complicit with. And it seems insanely stupid until you realize Reddit is probably comprised of AI bots and the useful idiot NPCs that don't know any better. Some people take to places like Reddit or other social media sites thinking it's reflective of real life, leaving all these terminally online people with nothing better to do than to post angry replies on Reddit, or even remotely close to the mentalities of millionaire pro athletes that were the popular jocks in school, too busy working out outside to doom scroll on the internet, and are largely very religious. Basically the antithesis of 99% of Redditors. As I remember when the Dodgers uninvited a group from their LGBT night for their parody of Christianity, and it got so bad that the entire league removed Pride logos after a player-led boycott. You'd think the far left would already be boycotting the Dodgers after that, but if they don't even know who's on the injured list, I don't think they know what happened in June of last year. So if you appreciate my concise, light-order commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on what happens when these types actually try to fight at protests.
Yeah, that was, I saw this one. That was a weird one. The dude just kept... he was like... He wasn't even trying to de-escalate the situation. He's just aggravating it. It's like, what the fuck? She needs medication and the dog needs a new home. She's obviously fucking crazy. The dog is probably okay, but yeah, the dog... Yeah, basically. And I'm not a math Asian. Never changed. Otani isn't DEI. Otani has talent, values, and worth. He's the opposite of a DEI hire. That poor dog. I'm sorry, ma'am. There's no DEI for professional athletes. It's the ultimate meritocracy, and that's true too. Yeah. There's no... Yeah, that too. The whatchamacallit, the scouters, there we go. That's the term. The scouters who look for top athletes, they look for very specific, they are scouring, once they hear something either from high school or college, they're scouting. They try to bring up talent if they can, especially when it comes to athletes, because athletes are to come by are rare, especially athletes that get into super pro stuff, national levels and stuff. That's why people tried to bring these people up. They wanna win, man. They wanna win. But Decoy voice. Oh yeah, I don't think I... Alright,